strip and rebuild of Delauto DHLA 45s from a 1989 Lotus Esprit Turbo carburettor model. This carburettor is as it came off the car, and this one here is after stripping and rebuilding. As you can see, it looks a lot nicer, but it's also got all these new bits in it. There's a set. In addition, I've got a couple of manifold gaskets, with not the same as the ones that came off the car, but I think they will be okay. It's a genuine Delauto set. There are aftermarket ones that are cheaper, but this one includes a needle valve for the float, and I wanted to make sure I got the right size of everything. I bought it from Eurocarb in Pangbourne in Berkshire, England, and the kits cost me £83.90 for the two service kits. I bought a few other bits and pieces plus the gaskets as well, including that. All of that was £108.70, so not cheap, but cheaper than buying overhaul carburettors. And I like to do things myself, as you've probably guessed. And I'll do a further video once I've stripped down this carb and got it ready to put in the ultrasonic tank. Okay, carburettor partially stripped, covers off. The top covers are not too bad a condition. These were a bit manky. The bottom area though, accelerator pump there, that is this component. Doesn't look too bad, but you know, seen better days. But the worst area is here. You can see that it's completely gooed up, and that needs to be cleaned very thoroughly. And I don't know what's caused that greeny goo that's in there, but I imagine it's water that's gotten in the fuel, or just fuel that's been there too long, maybe been standing, I don't know. But the other carb was the same, and it was the running was getting progressively worse, so you know, I think we can assume this is where most of the problems lie. Okay, carburettor now fully stripped, ready to go into the ultrasonic tank. All the small components are placed in this sieve. The tank is gradually getting up to temperature. It's set to 50 degrees. It's currently at 43. And I shall give it 30 minutes and then inspect it to see how clean it is. Okay, the carbs are now completely rebuilt, and as you can see, they're nice and clean. I've also got all the other components laid out here. They're all spotlessly clean, because I've done them all in the sonic cleaning tank, in the ultrasonic cleaning tank. Also, these components, this is mostly the original crackle finish paint, but it was flaking off in a few places, and I bought some VHT crackle finish, which is pretty much the same colour, and then just retouched it rather than spray it all over again. The cam covers are not as good as this, so I might have to completely paint those, but that'll be a job for another day. So anyway, all of these components are now perfectly clean, ready to go back on the car. I've also bought and fitted new distributor cap, rotor arm, and NGK plug leads. These are the ones that have been taken off the car, and as you see, they're not in bad condition. The cap's a little bit sort of worn on the inside, so I decided, for the sake of £6, to change the cap. And I think it was about, and I don't know about the leads, but you know, they've been on the car a long time, so I thought I'd change them. They're about 29 quid. Yeah, and they're the original equipment, the NGK lead, so they all look really nice and lovely on the car now, so I'm very pleased with that. And that only remains to be fitting these things back on. I've just checked the fitting of the carburettors, and they have some rubber bits on here, and then there's a spacer piece with an O-ring in either side of it. And I've just checked the owner's, the proper Lotus service notes, and when you tighten this up, you do it just sufficiently so that it maintains a 1mm or 40 thou gap between the plate and the carb, and the plate and the manifold, so it doesn't over squash the O-rings. so as to maintain a seal and to insulate the carburetors from the heat and vibration of the engine. So that's an important point, and I'm glad I checked that, because I was wondering what torque you should be using to do these things up, because it's obviously very easy to squash it down too much. And that's how you do it. I imagine you put it on and then check it with a feeler gauge, so I shall be doing that very carefully as well. Okay, the next job will be to actually put all this stuff back on the car.